Guys, welcome back to Member Spotlight with Rising Coaches. This is Brandt Danals. I have Coach Latanya Collins, Associate Head Coach at Iona, with me here tonight. We're really excited to have her on. Just a reminder, Member Spotlight is brought to you by Rising Coaches, the largest coaching tree in basketball. Head on over to risingcoaches.com for an opportunity at more relationships development and learning. Using promo code May 2023, you can become a member for just $8 a month. Again, this is Member Spotlight. I'm your host, Brandt Danals. Today's guest is Coach Latanya Collins from Iona. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. We're really excited to have you on. I think you got a unique path that a lot of our members will connect with. So why don't we start there? Kind of tell us, your path through the business, and obviously you're Iona now, but how did you get there?
I do agree with you. I've had a very unique path. When people think about transitioning in a career, they think about linear upward movement. And mine's has kind of been, and all over the place. And so I'm thankful for the path that I've taken. It has really shaped me, and is very indicative of who I am. I'm a survivor. I just kind of like roll with the punches. And so I started out coaching um, high school, high school girls basketball. And I went from coaching high school girls basketball to high school boys basketball, which is very interesting. Shout out to all the women who coach on the men's side as well. There is a place for us there. It was a great experience for me, but I always knew I wanted to coach college basketball. And so in that process, going through, I got a phone call one day out of the blue from my former college coach at Virginia State University. And I've been very transparent with her about wanting to coach on the college level. And so she was trying to help me. She was picking up the phone, she was calling, all the things that people do. They try to plug other people. And then one day in November, she calls and said, "Hey, do you still want to coach college basketball?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You start on Monday." So that was the interesting start. Growing through my career, I've been a head coach on all levels, JUCO, Division 3, NCAA Division 2, and then I was an interim head coach at NCAA Division 1. And so I say that to say I'm a single mother. My son plays football at the University of Minnesota, but throughout that, sometimes things got a little turbulent for me, and sometimes I left the business and came back because I'm a mom first,
Yeah.
before anything else. And so I was always thankful that I found a place to be able to teach and to be able to be a part of this business that I love so much and be able to impact lives. And so wherever I found that place, that was my starting point, and I just worked from there. A lot of people get caught up in where you are and which level and which division and all of those things. I'm here to tell you, like, that stuff doesn't matter. For some kid, for some person, for some student athlete, that Division 2 school that you're at, that's their opportunity. That's their LSU. That's their Baylor. All they wanted was a shot and you gave them one. You got to coach them up like you're at the highest level and get the best out of
Yeah, I love that. I've been at a number of different levels myself, so I can really,
them.
really relate to that. And we have a really similar path, actually. So, I mean, you start as a high school coach right out of the gate.
Yes.
What was that like? Were you ready for it? One, and two, what do you wish you knew then that you know now?
Well, are you ever ready? I'm gonna go probably not. Um, I didn't go into the high school wanting to coach. I signed up to be a science teacher,
Yeah.
and I was fresh out of college. I was pregnant with my son. No, actually, I just had my son, and I went in and interviewed for the science job, and I was so excited because I thought I nailed it. And they looked at my resume and they said, "Oh, we didn't know you play basketball." And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And they said to me, "We think you did will make an excellent science teacher. However, we have a need for a basketball coach as well. So we have other people applying for the science job, but we don't have anyone who can do both. If you can do both, the job is yours." And so by default, I said, where do I sign up? I'm ready, because I wanted to teach and I needed to be employed. I was a
Yep.
recent college grad. And so I got started there at a very, very small area in Charles City, Virginia. And
Yep.
so people, nobody, well, a couple people will know what it is, but it was so small that the middle school was on one side, the high school was on the other side, and we shared a cafeteria, a library, all the common areas in the middle. And so I taught at the middle school and I coached high school girls varsity basketball.
Yep.
And then they asked me to be the JV coach on the boys' side. This is back when the girls would play in the fall and the guys would play in the winter in the
Yep.
smaller areas so that you could still be able to, it's the facilities, everything. You have to share so much stuff and it's so
Yeah.
small that they divided it that way. And so, quick story, I showed up thinking, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm calling my former coach. I'm saying, hey, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to have tryouts today. And I'm getting all of this stuff together. And I'm ready. I go in and I'm thinking, how I'm driving in very, like, how am I going to cut somebody? I don't know. Like, I didn't want to kill anybody's dreams.
Yeah.
And so I get there and it's like three girls in the gym. And I'm like, so I won't be cutting anybody, but we will start our recruitment process.
Yeah.
And so from that, we grew the program. We were able to have a team, and we were competitive. And so I was thankful of that experience. It taught me a lot. It really taught me a lot. It really humanized things for me. When you're going through it as a player, you're just doing what's asked of you. And then when you get in that seat and you start to see how everything affects, like whatever I say, whatever I do affects everybody under my leadership, you start looking at things through a different lens.
No doubt. It's a lot like parenting, right? You're never really ready
Absolutely.
until you actually put the hat on. So
Yeah.
awesome.
But just like parenting, some way we always survive. We always
Yeah.
make it,
You
right?
figure it out on the fly.
Figure it out.
So you get a chance to go back to Virginia State, your alma mater, which is really cool. Obviously, getting to go back and coach at somewhere you played is really special to a lot of people. What was that like? And being that you were there so close to finishing your playing career, were there any challenges you encountered along the way?
It was an excellent experience. It's a place that I was familiar with. It's a place that I love dearly because of the opportunity they gave me as a player. Um, there were challenges. I think one of the biggest things was going into coaching on the college level and being so close to the age of my players.
Yep.
And I tell people all the time, that group of young ladies there and early in my career, sometimes we think that we have to have this tough exterior because we have to show them that, I'm the authoritative figure and I know that we're close in age, but you're going to listen here, kind of ordeal. And, they made it so comfortable for me. They noticed initially that I was, and they were like, "Coach, is okay. You can relax."
Yeah.
It's like we're not gonna try you, kind of
Yeah.
ordeal. But we know you're here to do a job, and we're trying to win a championship. And I think the one of the things, and God doesn't make any mistakes. But I came in the year after they won a championship, and I was really trying to win one with them, and
Yeah.
I missed out on it. So we did well. We finished second in the league, but we just didn't win a championship. But the experience was great. It was a place that I was comfortable. It was a place that I took great pride in because I played there. And so my level of care in that position was super high because of the people that I worked with. They
Yep.
meant a lot to me. And because the young ladies that I was coaching, I saw myself in them. And so I showed up every day, giving them what I expected from a coach and holding the standard of the program. My
For
head
sure.
coach had established a great standard there, and I came in holding that standard of the program.
I love it. I love it. So, you've been at a lot of different levels, Virginia State being one, Division two, and JUCO, and Division one, and high school. I think a lot of people think that there's this vast, everything is different in Division one all the way down, and it changes the whole way. Can you talk a little bit about, the similarities between all of them, and then maybe some of the differences that you've encountered as well?
Um, There are a lot of similarities. It's probably more similarities than there are differences. I think one of the big things, differences, of course, you talk about resources, you know, when you're coaching at the lower levels, JUCO, Division three, and some Division twos, not all of them, you have less resources.
Yep.
Your staff is smaller, and you're having to do some things that you don't have to do at the higher levels. You have your hands in on every part of the program, from laundry, from laundry. Like, who's going to watch this stuff? Oh, wait, it's me. From
I
laundry.
don't mind washing it as long as I don't have to fold it, right?
From, just everything from the recruitment, coaching, on player development.
Yep.
You're going to do all of that on top of, you might drive the van.
Yep.
And then you have to keep your receipts and submit your own expense report at the end of the trip. And so I'm thankful for my experiences at lower levels because it gave me an opportunity to see the nuances of the business and everything that's involved. I have experience dealing with budgets and seeing budgets. Some of them are a lot smaller, then some of them are a lot larger. But I've seen my share of budgets, and I understand that that money is going to be deducted through most actions. So
Definitely.
um, but I'm thankful for those lower level experiences because it really is the hands-on and that grows you. It teaches you how do what you're capable of doing if you've never had an opportunity to do it. And
For sure.
it shows you sometimes like I I know what it's like to drive the van to a game, get
Yep.
to the game, give the pregame speech, collect the uniforms at the end, stop and get the food, collect the receipts, and then get back, throw the clothes in the washer, and text the men's coach because I know he's coming in the morning, ask him to get the laundry for me, and
Yep.
then would lay down at night and stat the film because our SID didn't go with us.
Yep.
I think at the higher levels, it gives you an opportunity to really hone in on one specific task or a few tasks and really be a champion in those roles. You're not split between a lot of different things. And so, taking advantage of that opportunity, if my assignment is player development, if my assignment is, I have scouts and player development, and those are the bulk of my assignments, really pouring everything into that
Yep.
being the best at those things because I don't have to split my time between a lot of different things. And then finding my way with being able to assist with other things or
Yep.
creating new tasks to be able to be a part of. So because your goal at the end of the day, where you're at Division One, you're at JUCO, or wherever you are, you just want to help have the best possible program you can possibly have. That's your job as an assistant coach. That's your job as the associate head coach. That's your job as the head coach.
Yep.
How can I make this the best experience for our student athletes? And part of that is experience is not just winning, but all the other things that come into it. So where
Absolutely.
can I find my hands to work? What can I find myself to do? What do I feel like is missing that I can add because I have this time and I can do that because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what it takes for the betterment of this program.
For sure. It's kind of weird. Like as I've progressed up throughout as well. Sometimes during the day now, I find myself bored. I need something to do because I'm so like cycled into my own role now where I used to be doing everything. But
Yeah.
so you got a unique opportunity to be interim head coach at Detroit. Not a lot of people get to do that. It's kind
Yeah.
of a unique experience getting thrust into that and midway point through a season. Talk about that a little bit and some of your biggest takeaways from that experience.
Yeah, talk about getting thrust into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an accurate description, and we didn't even talk about that
Yeah.
before this. I I tell people all the time that was a great experience for me
Yep.
for multiple reasons. For them, I was duct tape. I kept the ship together. It was in bad shape,
Yep.
and I became the interim head coach, and I kept things together. I kept it afloat. I kept us out of the media, which was great, um, and, and I got us through the season, which was excellent because we did stand the chance of not even having a season. We had zero players on the roster going into late July, almost August. And so to be able to fill a roster and to fill a coaching staff and get to the end of the year and perform at a higher level
Yep.
than the previous, year was absolutely, I'm thankful for that. And
Awesome.
I tell people I never wanted to be a Division I head coach prior to that experience.
Yep.
Never. I played Division II basketball. I love Division II basketball. I had this vision in my mind that I could win a national championship at Division II as a head coach. I think that that's very possible at a lot of places at Division II, where Division I that's not possible at some places. Like I don't care how hard you work, you can win championships and you can be great at that level, but winning a national championship, again,
Yeah,
that's not going to happen, for some of the lower level Division Is.
for
And
sure.
so after going through that season as interim head coach and doing well, wins
Yep.
and losses, we won one game. However, they won one game the year before and they
Yep.
had time to prepare, and one game the year before that and they had time to prepare. So I had this self-imposed ceiling that I had put above me,
Yep.
that I was like, wait a minute, I can do this.
Yep.
And I can really do this. And so it took that opportunity. I can you can look at it a lot of different ways, but it took that opportunity to show me that I'm very much capable. And now it's very much a desire of mine. So
Sure.
I do want to become a Division I head coach at this point. But it took that moment of adversity, of turmoil, of surprise. You're
Yeah.
going you're our new head coach, to help me see that.
Yep.
And so I say that to say to people, sometimes we're thrust in situations and we don't understand them.
For sure.
But if you just take time to really work the situation and really just follow, just keep going, don't stop, just keep going. Eventually, it reveals itself to you,
Yep.
and it revealed itself to me to say, all this time you've had this ceiling on you, and honey, you better get up on out there because one day you're going to be a Division I head coach, and it's going to be in a different situation, and it's
Yep.
going to be a place that they wanted you, and not a place where, hey, we need you to put a little tape on this for us and keep us from sinking. You think you can do that? You
For
know, and so and that and I look forward to that experience because
Yep.
it's definitely something I'm going to cherish. But I was thankful for it. I think athletic director at Detroit Mercy used the word brave of me taking on that task. I would use a couple other words in addition to that.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think it was a brave thing, and not because of the situation. One thing about me is that I find a way. I'm very results driven. And
Yep.
so if you want to find a way to survive in this business, don't always talk about problems. Be a problem solver.
Yep.
So I think I was brave because I took on something that, wasn't my dream, and found a way to make it on the other side and be successful within the realms of success possible in that position. And I realized something about myself
I
that's going
love
to
it.
help me in the future.
I love it. Well, I think you're definitely on your way back to opportunity, probably sooner than later. So, but you land on your feet. You're now
Yes.
obviously associate head coach at Iona, and
Yes.
what can we expect from the Gales? What are you excited about?
Wow. Let me start by saying this. I'm super excited about the opportunity to be at Iona. And, one of the things that I'm super excited about is that I work with the same staff that I work with at FDU. And so we had a great year last year, best year in program history. We won 24 games. Again, the most in program history.
Yep.
We won a regular season championship. And, Coach Ange ended up getting the job at Iona. I'm thankful for her for the value that she's placed on us as individuals and understanding what we bring to the table as far as our role in that success, and so I'm thankful to be able to continue with them. I work with a group of people that I absolutely love. I went into that situation. Imagine I go from being interim head coach to
Yep.
showing up at FDU some months later, not knowing what to expect, not knowing anybody involved in
Yep.
this situation. Had a mutual friend that knew Coach Ange and that knew me and said, "You two would be amazing together." And we talked a few times, and we ended up clicking. And I say all that to say, um, you know, we were successful there, and we're going to be successful at Iona. I think the formula is still the same.
Yep.
The standard is still the standard. We were ranked in several categories nationally defensively, so we're going to defend the basketball at Iona. We're going to get after it. That's Andrew's thing. But we were first in the nation at guarding the 3-point line at FTU. We were top 5 in points allowed and several other categories. So we're going to continue with that. Um, and we're going to enjoy each other. We're going to continue to foster an environment where, the young ladies can grow. We had and I'm going to toot my own horn for
Yep.
post development. So 58% of our offense came from post players. Our leading two scores were post players at Fairleigh Dickinson. And so I say that to say that we are about player development there. So we're going to grow what was left. We've added a few pieces. We brought over some pieces from FDU. And so the goal is still the same, to win championships, to leave the biggest positive footprint on the young ladies that we coach and everybody we come in contact with. And again, to enjoy ourselves along the way. Life
You
is
got me excited to watch. I'm ready.
oh, that's on. Yes.
And I think it's really cool just to hear that you enjoy the people you work with. You get an opportunity to go somewhere new with them, and
Mhm.
ultimately that's what it's all about. So,
It is.
people that have been watching Member Spotlight with me know that I put a little twist on the end and do kind of a speed round, right? Real quick questions, one word answers. Don't put too much thought
Yeah,
into it.
I cannot do one word
Well,
answers.
you can do
Okay.
couple word answers. But I'll just ask the question and roll right into the next one. And then we'll kind of wrap it up at the end. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. So, who is your favorite basketball player?
I don't have a favorite. I like a lot of different players. Um, most of them, most of my favorite players are female players.
Yep.
Aisha Durr, Tamika Catchins, Maya Moore, Elena Deladon. So I just really love to watch good basketball. I really do. Like excitement. I love Ange loves defense. I love offense. Go get a bucket. Whoever's getting a bucket, I'm watching.
For sure. Who you're watching? Who wins this year's NBA Finals? I'm putting you on the spot.
That's a big on the spot. I don't My son's a Lakers fan. So
Me too.
I go with the
Team
Lakers
LeBron.
here. Yeah. So I go with the Lakers here. What I
I'm
do want though is I want exciting basketball. I
for
don't
sure.
want blowouts. I want exciting. I want it to go down the wire. I want it to be all games in the series. I want everybody to be tweeting all night long. Like, I can't believe I stayed up this late. I'm gonna be struggling at work tomorrow. I'm gonna go with the Lakers though.
That's me. Extra coffee the next morning.
Yes.
All right. So up 3 late game. Foul or no foul?
It totally depends on the scenario.
Yep.
It totally depends. It's a lot of different things. Are we in foul trouble? Are they great shooters? It depends on a lot of different things. I'm just trying to get out of there with a dub.
Love it. Favorite practice drill?
I told you I love offense, so anything offensive related,
Yep.
except for on O. Okay, I don't except for on O drills. So
Yep.
competitive offensive drills, I love them.
Perfect. Best book you've read this year?
Okay, so this is I read. Oh God. The Kevin DeShazo book is so thin, but Keep Chopping Wood. Have you read that? That's really
Yep.
good. And I think it's so like relevant to what we
Really good.
do.
Yeah.
Um, The Power of One More by Ed Milet. I think is how you pronounce his last name. Mylett. And I love that book because, and I know you said one word answers.
Oh, you're good.
However, The Power of One More, it talks about pushing past and just one more. You're one podcast away from getting the knowledge that you need to achieve your dreams. You're one thought away from getting to whatever you're trying to achieve. You're one thing away. So just encouraging people to embrace the thought of one more rep, one more day in the gym. I'm gonna get there. One more like being able to embrace that, just increasing your self-discipline and your belief to think this next conversation is the conversation where I connect with the right person. It's just one more meeting, one more, and I'm gonna get that job that I've been dreaming of.
I love
One more. I love it. And so that one, and then my son plays at the University of Minnesota, and so I got to plug Row the Boat here with PJ.
it. Yep.
You know, I love culture books. I
I
think it's
love
a
it.
great book. We read it with our team at the beginning of this season, this past
Awesome.
season. So that one.
Awesome. Favorite basketball movie?
So I love loving basketball like everybody.
Yep.
However, I'm gonna go with a funny movie, and it's an old movie. Have you ever seen Rebound with Martin Lawrence?
I don't think I
I
have.
know this is no, it is so like aging me right now. But Rebound with Martin Lawrence, watch it. It's hilarious. He was like a professional basketball coach, and then he got fired because he got angry. He kicked the ball and it killed somebody's mascot. Like they had a real live bird in there, and it killed. So then he got fired, and then he started like part of his, I think, community service or something was that he had to go coach this little league basketball team.
Ah,
And so it's hilarious how everything kind of unfolds. But Rebound.
I gotta watch it because I used to love the series Martin. So I
I
gotta check
know
it
you have to.
out.
Telling you, it's funny.
All right, favorite part of coaching. Couple more here.
Whew. I think my favorite part is I love people.
Yep.
I love people. I love like building genuine relationships, meeting people. I love the impact that we can make on individuals just through the game of basketball, through the sport. It's amazing. I'm a coach's daughter, and so my father started his own youth track program when I was like 8 years old. I wanted to run track, and so I joined a track team. And the very next year, my father started his own, and we traveled all over the nation for years. And my father continued to do it after I graduated from college. And he just, and he never really desired to coach on the college level. However, it helped. I saw the impact. Like I have friends that I've had since I was 8 or 9 years old all over the United States because my father coached track and I participated. And so just seeing that and how that shaped me and how that made me who I am, I love it. Like I love being able to get people to realize, like, just seeing the light bulb come on,
Yep.
teaching a concept, watching folks grow and seeing where somebody was when they first got there, and then seeing them grow. And you're like, I remember when you didn't handle this so well. And now look at you out here thriving. Look at you out here.
I
And
love it
so being able to celebrate that, it's amazing for me.
for sure. I love that too. All right, two more.
Okay.
Best food in New York.
I have not really had an opportunity to eat. Like I was telling you earlier, I transitioned over and I was in the office maybe for about 4 days. We have good food on campus. So if there are any recruits watching,
Yep.
we have good food on campus. That's my shameless plug. But I haven't had an opportunity to do so. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm gathering a list. If you have food suggestions, please send me a message. DM me ASAP.
Let her know, guys. Let her know. All right, last one. Favorite thing to do to unwind when you're not coaching.
I'm a mom. I hang out with my son. I absolutely love it. Like, the good, the funny, the I can't believe you did that moments. Those are great for me. I enjoy those. And so being with him, I like this shameless thing. I have this spades game on my phone, and I promise you it unwinds me. I play it at night. and I sit around and I just play, and it's competitive, and that's why I enjoy it. Like you get points, and if I lose, it takes points away, and I'm just like, I gotta leave on a make. I have to leave on a make, and so I enjoy doing that, and then just spending time with my friends. My friends. I enjoy genuinely being around them.
I love it. I love it. All right, Coach. Well, I'm gonna tap into the power of one more and
Yes,
ask one more question just to kind of
absolutely.
wrap things up here. Any advice for young coaches as they're trying to get into this, or they are in it and they're trying to work their way up? Just anything you got for them.
Yeah, be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. Show up every day, giving whatever role you're in, your everything. Grow in your role. Learn everything you can learn in your role. Sometimes people focus so much on the next job that they ain't really doing nothing in the current job. So be great in the position that you have. Yes, I want to become a Division I head coach, but I'm gonna be the best associate head coach you've ever. Like I'm telling you, anybody out there, watch me work. I'm going to be the best I can be. And so, really champion the role that you're in, being great in it. Learn all you can learn so that your program can be the absolute best it can be. But being authentic, be who you are. Show up every day and do what you said you were going to do. Don't make promises. Don't sit around and say you're going to do one thing and do something else. Don't sell wolf tickets out here.
Yep,
Be because and this is what I tell people all the time. If something happens and you have to leave, and or for whatever reason, family, there's something that happens with your family, you have to leave the business. People are always going to remember, did she do or did he do what he said he was going to do?
yep,
Are you authentic? Are you honest? Are you exactly who you said you were going to be?
for
And
sure.
have some substance to you. That's my last thing I'm going to share. In the day and the power of social media, there are a lot of folks that come out here and they tweet about stuff, and they get out here and act like they something that they really not. Be who you are, and whatever. If you want to be something greater, then grow and be that. But don't get on social media and make yourself or paint yourself to be something that you're not, because once you get that job, you're going to have to show up and really be who you said you were going to be. And if you don't, then that's when folks start complaining. Oh, my head coach tripping. Your head coach is not tripping. She just waiting for you to be who you tweeted you were.
Yeah,
That's it. And so, yeah, once you kind of get to that point, and I know it's hard because you'll see people rising in the business because they out here, and they're savvy on social media, or they're painting this picture. Continue to walk your walk and be who you are. That's it. Be authentic and enjoy the ride. Wherever it takes you, enjoy it. Have a good time. I swear I've had a great time on this journey. I'm going to continue to have a good time on this journey. I have not impacted enough lives. I got to keep working.
awesome, unbelievable message, Coach. Thanks for jumping on tonight. You were awesome with your time. Um, really want to plug Rising Coaches one more time, guys. Head over to risingcoaches.com. Promo code May 2023 for just $8 a month. You can join the largest coaching tree in college basketball and build genuine, real relationships with people like Coach Collins. Coach,
Absolutely.
thanks again for having on. Guys, hope to see you
Thank
next week.
you. Thank you so
Really
much.
appreciate it. Thanks,
Thank
guys.